Warhammer 40K is a franchise that I've found interesting when looking at it from an outside perspective, as it has a lot of cool elements such as the gothic metal-inspired architecture, the strange way that religion and technology are combined together through the Adeptus Mechanicus, as well as, of course, the Space Marines, which are probably the most recognizable aspect of the universe. On the exterior, it looks very cool, but the more I delved into the 40K lore through the short films and as well as the games, I just found I really disliked the franchise, and I just wanted to share some of my thoughts on it here. Before I discuss my problems with it, I just want to give a disclaimer that I'm talking about this from a more mainstream perspective of someone that's experienced a decent amount of the games as well as some of the short films out there, and I just want to say that if there's some stuff in the books that kind of contradicts what I'm saying, I'm not talking about that. And if you like the Warhammer 40K lore, then that's cool for you. But it's just personally some things that I have issues with it that I just want to talk about. So my main problem with 40K, which kind of leads into some of my other problems with it, is the same problem I have with franchises like Pokemon, in that they're mainly designed to sell toys, really expensive toys in the case of 40K. The problem with this focus on selling toys, for example, with 40K is that it ruins any storytelling capabilities that the franchise has because nothing really ever happens in the universe. And I know what you're gonna say, stuff does happen in the universe in terms of the Horus Heresy as well as entire planets blowing up and billions dying. But first off, I just want to say that the Horus Heresy thing is more of a setup for the universe. And second is that planets always blow up in the universe and billions always die, as that's small potatoes for the Warhammer 40K universe. Now, what I mean when I say nothing ever happens is that after the Horus Heresy, no other major event can really be described in the Warhammer 40K franchise because it's too big to tell any other major storyline. Like maybe the Tyranids dying off, or one of the Chaos Lords absorbing another faction like the Orcs or whatever. Right? You can't have anything really massive like that in the franchise because that would entirely ruin toy sales essentially, right? You need to be able to maintain the status quo in the universe, and that just leads to a boring overall story, like how in Star Wars, for example, you got to keep the whole Empire and Resistance thing going, and that's why we have the sequel stories having basically the same premise as the original trilogy. Now I do understand that the whole endless war aspect of 40K is a part of the satire of it, but this goes into my next problem with the 40K universe, and that the satire of the whole premise of this dying empire that's very inefficient. It's very mishandled by a lot of the more mainstream elements of the 40K universe, as they're too focused on the Space Marines and too much on the whole fighting aspect of the 40K universe. The secret level episode dedicated to Warhammer, as well as the Space Marine 2 game, I feel are examples of how shallow the whole satire of Warhammer 40K is, and it's literally only just focused on showing how brutal and deadly the Space Marines are, as it's nothing really more than just the Space Marines just killing bad guy aliens, as well as I forget if it's heretics or whatever in the secret level episode, but it's mostly just focused on showing cool scenes rather than actually showing the satire of the 40K universe. Now the problem with the focus on the Space Marines in the mainstream aspect is that you lose a lot of the satire of the 40K universe because you're only focused on the whole purge the heretics, purge the degeneracy. You look at all this cool stuff happening, right, or whatever, right? And so you have a lot of the fan base being more appreciative of the more authoritarian elements of 40K rather than seeing the whole criticism and satire of the inefficient state of the Imperium of Man. So I heard Henry Cavill is making a Warhammer 40K show, so I really hope that they can focus more on the satiric elements of 40K and focus on some of the other factions in the universe rather than the Space Marines, because it's getting extremely boring. Maybe they can do a show from a fresh perspective of an Imperial Guardsman or whatever, right, or something like that, and see how they're treated in the 40K universe rather than focusing on the super soldiers that are killing the aliens, because we've seen that so many times in the universe and on the screen, at least through the Space Marine video game and the Amazon secret level episode, right, and other examples from more fan made projects. Like I just want to see something else in the 40K universe than Space Marines because I'm just sick of it right now. So I think that should be a wrap for this video. If you have your own thoughts on the 40K franchise or on this video, please put that down in the comments below and and subscribe for more content similar to this. And I think that should be it. Talk to you guys later then. Bye.